Welcome back to Good Dudes.
I have a cold.
I feel like are you one of those people that's just perpetually
allergic to things? Yeah, let me cover something I said last week. Last week I decided to say, because you guys said, after I showed you guys it was cut up, I said, it's like, what, did you think I did this to myself? And one of you said, like, I wouldn't put that past you. And then to deflect away from that, I decided to say, I don't even know what self-harm is, which is not at all the truth. It's me. It was like the idea of switching it up. So like, if I effectively make them think that I have no idea what would possess someone to do that to themselves, then they're gonna think that there's no way I did that to myself, even though because I told you I didn't do it to myself. I just assumed that you wouldn't believe me, and I decided to lie, which is tasteless and not appropriate. And I'm sorry.
I thought you were just like joking when you said that. I didn't.
No, it wasn't a joke. It was more like, no.
You sold it off pretty well as like a joke or something, at least. I didn't take you like.
It was a really flat joke then. I definitely made it funny at the end of it when I says like, this is a weird topic to start out with. Again, this is a weird topic to start out with.
Yeah, I didn't think it was something you needed to address, but you do you.
Well, who cares?
It's fine. We love you. So your Chipotle person is annoying.
Fucking, I talked about her before, but she knows my Chipotle order. I haven't been there in a while. I just got there tonight because we don't have any food here. We do have food here, but I was lazy.
Not good food.
Yeah, sure. And I go there and she knows my order, and it's normally pretty okay, but sometimes she'll do this weird shit where she's the only one that remembers my order and or cares, and she's really annoying and has an annoying voice, and I would never interact with this person if I didn't have to buy something from them. And I hope she'll listen to this. And she is making my stuff, or it's like in Chipotle, there's like a conveyor belt of people. What's the word? Assembly line of people.
Yeah.
And first,
I think people know how Chipotle works.
I know, but I'm painting a picture. The person is at the hot plate, and they make your burritos. And I go like, "Hey, can I have 2 burritos, please?" And they go like, "Sure." And then they put down the things, and then they give it to someone who's not her. She's like in the middle of 2 people, and then they start making my stuff, and then this annoying lady looks up and sees me, and then grabs the shit from this person rudely, I might add, without saying anything, just like shoves them away and grabs this stuff, and then starts making my stuff and loudly says, "Carnitas and white rice, right?" And it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ, lady. And I go like, "Yeah," and then she's like, "Haven't seen you in a while," and I go like, "Okay, no, you haven't." And then she goes, "It's like, what happened?" And it's like, this is a packed Chipotle, and it's quiet. The music is off, and it's just like, shut the fuck up. Just make the food.
How dare this woman have an?
No, you know what I mean. This is annoying. This is weird. And then she it'll go like, after she puts on the other stuff that I told her I want in the past, where she has memorized for some reason, and then she gives it to somebody else. And then again, loudly and more loud. I know it's like, oh, it's a loud restaurant. Of course, she has to be loud. But no, this is extra shit that she's thrown on. And she goes, it's like, all he wants is cheese at the end, and make sure it's extra every single time. It's so fucking weird. And all the people are looking at me like, "Do you know this person?" It's like, what the fuck? Why do you guys have this rapport? It's like, no, we don't.
We can imagine people that work there think you're fucking this lady for like
there's this one
extra Chipotle.
There's this one also really chill person who knows me, in that I've been there a lot, and she knows my order as well. But she doesn't bring that shit up. She didn't have a fucking whole attack about it. It's just like, shut the fuck up.
Would you rather the person who knows your order just start making it without saying anything to you?
She used to do that. She used to do that shit. And I was like, I could honestly take it or leave it, but thank you very much. And I wouldn't say that, obviously. I would just treat her like any other person. But yeah, it used to be that, but now it's some like over-the-top dramatic bullshit.
But they don't skimp on the food there for you.
No, they do not. They're always super giant portions.
Okay, there you go. I honestly, it seems like you have it worse at Subway than you have at Chipotle. I wouldn't mind.
Subway is bad for everybody. Subway doesn't want to give you food.
Subway's whole business model is meant on not feeding you.
Subway wants to give you the They want to take a single string of cheese and gently waft the breath of a piece of cheese onto your sandwich, and then they will assume that that's enough for you. And then we're not doing this again. But they'll look up at you like you're a freak when you ask for more. Aaron Hansen from Game Grumps has a whole Subway rant that got animated, and I didn't realize how much I hated him too until like just several years ago. Bad restaurant. Don't go there.
Okay.
People also say don't go to Chipotle because it's gentrification.
I don't think Chipotle is really gentrification.
Even if it is,
there's restaurants way worse for gentrification than Chipotle. Chipotle is like pretty affordable. Like I don't think it's an issue.
I just know Vince Staples said it on Hot Ones.
Really?
Yeah, he said Chipotle's gentrification.
I could kind of see the angle where white people don't want to eat Mexican food that's not Chipotle. And then, therefore, that, like, fucks over, like, small, like, local mom and pop shops that are probably more delicious than Chipotle. But at the same time, I wouldn't say Chipotle is, like, Whole Foods or anything. Like, those two things are vastly different. I feel like Chipotle is designed for the everyman.
Yeah.
It's not like, Chipotle is like McDonald's. When a McDonald's moves into the neighborhood, you don't say, "Oh, this neighborhood's being gentrified now. They got a McDonald's here."
Yes, McFlurries.
Like
a bunch of addicts.
No one's ever fucking protested a Chipotle opening anywhere.
You can't say that. You can't
actually.
Say
Yeah, I don't know
sweeping statements like that when it's so obvious that there might be at least one.
Hang on.
No one has ever done this thing that's very easily done by anybody.
Okay, strictly just for opening a location. I know people may have protested Chipotle for when they were fucking poisoning people with like E. coli more than once. But here we go. I googled it, and the first thing is why Chipotle is getting hit with a farm worker protest. So I guess I was wrong.
Why can't I pick both?
Oh, and apparently in DC, actually, a couple workers from Chipotle got fired, and then they like protested outside of the Chipotle.
What?
So.
Oh yeah, the woman who was like assuming that the person was trying to steal or like walk out without paying.
Yeah, that's a different thing. But she was totally in the right. She shouldn't have been fired. That was bullshit. Like that whole situation was just a perfect example of how like fucked up and like overly powerful like shit like Twitter is. Like it can ruin your life in an instant, and then before people realize what actually happened, the damage is already done. It's literally shoot first and ask questions later.
What color are my eyes?
Pretty sure they're brown. Am I right?
Brown?
Mm-hmm.
What? Really? Look at my Instagram. I'm taking a romance test. The first 4 questions were as follows: how old are you? What is your gender? What is your favorite color? Shockingly, I put 18 to 24, male and black. So what is your favorite? What?
Hang on. You are like greenish blue, like right. Teal.
If there's no greenish blue, I'm just gonna pick one of the two.
Teal. Definitely teal.
What is your favorite dog? It's German Shepherd. What's your eye color? Robin's egg blue, bright green, pale blue.
Pale blue, I guess, could work.
Cool. I love handsome boys, beautiful girls, smart girls, sweet boys, sweet girls. It's please fill in the blank. I love blank because they are wonderful. What the fuck does that mean? Handsome boys
because they're wonderful.
This is just like a Harry Potter thing, isn't it? I like smart everything, and I can't pick both again. This is a heteronormative test. I'm not taking it anymore.
Fuck this.
Someone sent it to me, and I was like, "Hey, I'll share this on the podcast." But no, never again.
What is that? That experience test we took a couple of.
There was like int J or whatever the fuck.
No, that's a personality test. I'm talking about the
14
one that's
personality,
like,
16 personality.
It's the one that's like you've done this thing, like you've done this drugs, you've done this thing with,
I want
like,
to take
sexually.
that again.
Yeah. Has your list of things grown?
It might have.
I remember
purity test.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. I remember you didn't have a lot left to cross off.
Held fucking hands. I remember why Yama got like a 77. Held hands, yes. Been on a date, yes. Should we answer out loud?
Sure. Do you want to go down the list?
Because I feel like some of these are gonna make people upset. Been in a
I
relationship,
don't think it would be.
danced without leaving room for Jesus. What the fuck? Kissed a non-family member. I
Yeah,
wonder if any of these
that's
are
like
about
normal.
incest. Kissed a non-family on the lips. French kiss.
These are all pretty normal. Kissed horizontally. What does that mean?
It means you divide by the radical of a quadrilateral triangle and kiss someone below the belt.
Thanks, Reed Richards.
That sounds like have you done any illegal moves?
This is like a
Keep it
cop.
above the belt.
This is like the
Play the
sex
game,
police
or-
asking you in court if you've ever done any of this.
Why is masturbated number 17?
Seen or been? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I've definitely. I don't think this is an order of like weird shit you've done. Actually, depending at the bottom of the list is some weird shit. So maybe it is.
Showered or been undressed by member of the preferred sex. And I prefer everything, so technically, when my mom undressed me, this is a check mark. That doesn't mean I'm into my mom. That means my mom's a woman.
Make sure she never hears this.
Yeah, she's probably gonna eventually hear it. Fondled
What is
or
it?
had
Showered
your
with an MPS. Is that
you
what you
ever had?
said?
You know what MP5 is?
The machine gun? Yeah.
Yes. Have you ever showered with one?
Never leaves my side.
Who among us can say that they haven't? An MPS is a member of the preferred sex.
Yeah,
But
okay. Figure that
fondled
out.
had your breasts fondled.
My breasts are constantly being fondled.
You're at number what, 30 now?
I haven't been answering them. I've just been like skimming them.
But have you answered? Would you say yes to pretty much everything by now?
Yes.
Up to 30.
I'm gonna try and catch up.
All right. You don't have. We don't have to read them all.
Actually,
out,
this
but-
is so many check boxes to fucking. This is way too many check boxes. I
I'm
wish I
gonna
could
leave
just
it
like.
to me then. Had an orgasm due to someone else's manipulation, like through the force or something.
That sounds like someone's like gaslighting you into an orgasm. Like, what are you
Someone's
talking
treating
about? I
like,
told you.
Like the dude from Gone Girl, like Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Sent a sexually explicit text or instant message. Sender received sexually explicit photographs. Engaged in sexually explicit activity over video chat. What do you call this?
Dude, yeah, I fucking had some like risque video chats in my.
What are we
day.
doing right now? Cheated on a significant other during a relationship. What does cheated on mean? I've never really been in a long relationship.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. You like didn't believe in like.
No, we can't talk about this.
Oh wait,
We talked about it in the group chat, not on the podcast.
Yeah, I thought we talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah, we
but
talked
it was
about
on
how I'm a
Xbox
giant
Live.
cheater
It was
on
on
the
Xbox.
podcast. It was called the piece of shit episode. Purchased contraceptives, gave oral sex, received oral sex, ingested someone else's genital secretion. Why make it sound even grosser than it is?
What are you, a fucking doctor?
Secretion. Used a sex toy with a partner. Spent a night with
an
an
MP5.
Spent a night with an MP5. Spend every waking moment with my MP5 machine gun. Walked in on while engaging in a sexual act. Kicked a roommate out.
Wait, have you? I feel like that would be funny if like you
Which
got
one?
walked in on. Have you ever been?
I've said
walked in on?
yes to literally every single one of these. I'm down to 43.
Well, what's the story of you getting walked in on? Is it like someone's like
This has
father
happened
and they
more than
like
once.
chased you out of the house with like a shotgun?
This is which one should I think of? Most recently, there was someone I knew from work, and then we had a party at somebody's house, and then went over to their. I was going to leave and getting an Uber, and then they put their hand on my hand and said, "You shouldn't leave," and I'm like, "Why?" And then they canceled the Uber, and I was just like, "I get charged because it's 5 minutes after." And they were like, "Oh, I'll pay you back," and I'm like, "It's fine, whatever." And then we went and did stuff at their house, and their mom came downstairs and turned on the light, and we were both completely naked on a couch.
Oh my god!
And the light was like, let's say the getting onto the couch seat is like on your left, and you're laying down, and the back of the seat is like right on your right and laying down, and you're resting your head on the armrest of the left side of the couch, and behind you maybe 10 feet is a woman and in her nightgown with a light on above her that's barely illuminating the butt of the person who's on top of you. And she was like, the woman was like, hello, person, like her not sibling, child.
Her sibling.
This isn't a kid. This is not what I mean. Like, I don't want to give a gender because it's too specific. This being, they called out to her, "Hark, I see you," and I just didn't move. I became like a solid statue, but they could see me because my head was sticking up and I got long hair. And they were like, "Are you alone?" And then the being said, "No," and I just gave them a neutral voice. And they were like, "Oh, okay, goodbye," and then went back upstairs and went to bed. And then the person buried their head in my chest, like trying to burrow inside of my rib cage, just trying to delete themselves from this moment with utter embarrassment. And I honestly wasn't that embarrassed. I didn't really care that much.
That's funny as fuck. Just one shadowy butt revealing itself.
I know that butt anywhere. Being, is that you? I like the word hark a lot. Hark on the horizon. It's a butt. But kicked a roommate out to, ingested alcohol and non-religious, yeah. No, wait, I haven't because sin. No, illegal. Play a drinking game. No, I haven't done that. That's fake sobriety repairs.
For some reason, fake sobriety. For some reason, I read that as like faked being drunk to parents or teachers. Like, why would I like fake being drunk at any point?
Sobriety? What are you talking about?
No, I read it wrong. I had a brain fart.
Oh, okay.
That's not what sobriety means.
You're an idiot. Yeah. Used marijuana. Use methamphetamine,
that's illegal.
Crack cocaine, PCP, horse tranquilizers, or heroin. Why is this one option?
I don't understand. How the fuck do people use horse tranquilizers to get high? That sounds insane.
Well, you get a horse, and then you see it has a bad knee injury, so you tranquilize it, and then you get a high on having helped another living being.
That's exactly it.
Been sent to the office of a principal dean or judicial affairs representative for disciplinary.
Do you know how to read words?
Been put on disciplinary probation or suspended. Urinated in public. Gone skinny dipping. Streaking. Seen a stripper. Like physically looked at one, or?
Yeah, I guess in person.
Have you ever met a stripper? Have you ever met someone who claimed to be a stripper?
Strippers are like weird.
No, they're not.
I get like not weird in like that they're weird for doing what they're doing.
I was about to say.
I'm just saying like the whole like situation around like strippers coming out is usually a little awkward because like when I was in this club in Barcelona, like these strippers like came out, yeah, and they looked all very, very sad and like they didn't want to be there.
There were strippers at a place you went to in British land.
Yeah, like for some reason, like a lot of like busier clubs in London tend to bring out like strippers for some reason. And when I was in Barcelona, like this one fucking dude like literally just like went up and like slapped this one stripper who was like on her little stage platform or whatever, like just slapped her straight on the ass, and like I saw her like immediately like flip around and give this dude like the scolding of a lifetime. Like I haven't seen that shit since like I got in trouble in like the second grade. And he looks so fucking sad. Like at least he didn't get like mad and defensive, being like, "What are you talking about? I pay to be here. I'm the biggest customer you got."
Fuck that shit. Yeah, that's really gross.
Yeah, exactly. So it creates a fucking gross.
It does create a weird environment where you're selling bodies.
Exactly, but like you can't go too far because then it becomes like illegal or whatever. I just feel bad for like the girls that have to do that. I understand that like sex work is like empowering and is a legitimate option or whatever.
What?
I'm trying to like word this in a way that's like.
Are you trying to be nice about strippers? I can't tell.
I'm saying that there's like nothing wrong with it. I just think it's like
tough.
It is a tough gig, and I wish like people didn't have to go through with that. Is basically what I'm like saying. But I mean, I guess some people like do it for the fun of it, so you know, good for them.
Jesus Christ, I'm at number 82, and I haven't said no yet.
Patrick, for some reason, I feel like you are a person that has gotten into like a confrontation with the police. Like, have you ever like thrown hands with the police before?
I've never punched a cop. No.
Okay. Have you like yelled at them?
I've never kicked a cop.
You've never kicked a cop? Have you?
I've never been in any physical. I've never hurt a cop.
Have you hurt a cop's feelings?
Possibly. I don't know how I would dig deep enough onto some random officer. He's like, what do you name, Jimmy? That's a shitty name. And then he's like, fuck, you really got to me with that one. And he starts crying. No, I've never really hurt anyone.
That little mole on your face you've been insecure about your whole life is disgusting.
I've never hurt anyone that didn't deserve it. had sexual intercourse with a partner with who is 3 or more age difference. In which direction? Had sexual intercourse with a virgin. Sexual intercourse without a condom. Had an STI test due to reasonable suspicion. Had an STI. Had a threesome. Attended an orgy. Had 2 or more distinct acts of sexual intercourse with 2 more people within 24 hours. Jesus Christ.
I feel like you've definitely attended an orgy.
I wouldn't call it an orgy. Had a sexual intercourse.
That?
I feel like this is gonna make me sound like such a fucking douchebag. Like I'm making all of this up to sound cool.
I wouldn't call it an orgy.
You know, you really can't bring up sex, like any sex you've had on Reddit, unless the subreddit is specifically dedicated to that. Otherwise, someone will say that happened. Not that I've ever done it. I think because I've noticed this, I'm never going to talk about anything I've ever done because immediately people are going to be like, "That didn't fucking happen. Nobody ever has sex. What are you, fucking idiot?"
I feel like you could say like a relatively like normal story. It was like, "Oh yeah, my buddy like ran a red light one time and like totally outran a cop," and someone would be like. That
fucking
happens.
Yeah, right. You fucking idiot. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, I stole a donut from the grocery store one time and got away with it. Look at this.
I stole a
guy.
pack of gum before and I got away with it. It's just like fucking put it on That Happened. It's 24,000 upvotes. Top post of all time. Fucking
actually
dumbasses.
I got into like a pretty bad habit of stealing like donuts and shit out of the displays at a like Safeway and shit. Like, you know, over by the bakery where they got the cookies and stuff. I would just, like, pick it up and just, like, eat it in the store and then leave.
What?
Yeah.
That's such a baller move. Did you just pick it up and look at some employee and just start wolfing it down?
Nah, I would never do it in front of employees. I would, like, go to, like, a different aisle that was, like, empty, like the pet food aisle or something. And I'd be like, all right, now I'm going to scarf down this donut. Remember one time I went with my my friend at like 11 when Safeway was still open for some reason, and my friend's dad is actually like a high-ranking police officer. So I was like, "Come on, Darren, let's go get like a snack." And he's like, "Why are we going to Safeway for a snack?" I was like, nah, "I'll show you." And I
Such
like
an asshole.
And I like grab a donut and just start eating. He's like, "Bro, no way! I can't steal a donut. My dad's a cop."
I used to be exactly your friend. I used to exactly just like people who would take me along for shit. I don't know why they did, because I had a reputation of just being a huge bitch, and they would take me to shit like, why would I do that? No, you guys are bad, and then I would end up leaving or walking home or something. It's just like, I'm such a loser, and then I just made a complete 180.
Okay, but that's not like a fucking like a life-threatening situation.
What,
like,
stealing something?
Like, stealing a donut out of a display case at Safeway is
No,
not,
I mean,
like...
that's how much of a bitch I was. Like, I wouldn't do
okay.
that. Your friend was a bitch, is what I'm saying. What is a voyeurism? What's voyeurism?
It's like peeping Tom stuff.
So I've like looked at someone?
Yeah.
Is that sexual harassment?
No, like I
it's
think
a crime.
like, I think it is like a crime.
Committed
Or I
an
think
act
it
of
also means like
incest.
being
Ew.
naked in public.
Bestiality.
Or like
the
having
last
sex in
3
public.
are really heavy.
Yeah, really. Real
Committed
bad.
an act of voyeurism, committed an act of incest, engaged in bestiality.
Like this is where the FBI springs the trap on you.
I now have it's up there. 5.
5 missing.
5 is what I got.
Yeah, that means you have a. I'm gonna guess which ones you didn't do. The Mile High Club.
I've never had an STI. What's the Mile High Club? No, I got that.
Have sex on a plane.
Yeah, I got that.
You've had sex on a plane?
Yeah.
When?
What?
You barely fly.
I think I've flown like 5 times in my life, and it was like the 4th time.
What? Okay.
What?
You need to like explain. Was it on a
I
commercial
don't want
jet?
to, because
Like
I
American
such a
Airlines?
fucking asshole.
You're not an asshole. I'm just like curious about the logistics.
Everyone who's listening to this is gonna be like, "Man, he just developed an entire podcast around him telling how cool he is."
I don't give a
Don't
shit
do what
about-
I do. Is the point though?
I don't care about your fucking like ego concerns. I'm concerned about the logistics of how you do this.
How do you? What? It was a
Was
stranger,
it like-
and I sat next to her. And
Okay, so
then
it was like a
eventually-
commercial flight, like American
was.
Airlines bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, and how did you communicate like, hey, let's smash?
I don't want to talk about this.
Was it okay? Was it in the bathroom? Was it like that?
Yes. No,
stereotypical?
we had sex in our seats. Is what we did.
I've seen some like weird Reddit stories where people like do shit under the blanket, which like doesn't make.
I
any
wonder if
sense
there's
to
a
me.
Mile High Club or version of that for being on a train.
The fucking Mile Wide Club.
What? What the fuck? It's called getting railroaded.
That's better, I think, than what I had.
I would totally talk about this if we weren't recording it.
That's fine.
This is
why
like
there
the
one that's
ultimate
just like a blank question mark?
kiss and tell. It's just like tell everyone everything you've ever done.
I'm trying to see. Some of these are like fairly easy. There's one that's like just a question mark. I think that's like a bug.
I checked that because I didn't want to have it counting against me.
Fuck that question mark. Oh, have you been okay? Well, you haven't been convicted of a crime.
What? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Okay, you haven't been convicted of a felony, at least, right?
No.
Okay, that's good. So damn. So you've at least had the police called on you, run from the police, had the police question you, had the police handcuff you, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you've been arrested and that you've been convicted of a crime.
I haven't been convicted of a crime.
Okay. Well, I feel like in your case it might be something.
I can't remember exactly which
serious.
ones I didn't check off.
Like honestly. A speeding ticket or some bullshit.
What?
Like aggressive driving or something. Or
I guess that is a crime. So yeah, I have been.
If you've gone to court for that,
I was thinking about like all the stuff that I've done that involved like actual cops, and then I was thinking I didn't get convicted of that, but then I remember I've gotten speeding tickets. So yeah. Yeah,
if you had to go to court and they like some judge swinged a hammer at you, then I guess that counts.
It's like threw it at you.
Yeah, it's like
like throws two and it goes like.
I feel like you haven't used horse tranquilizers.
No.
Okay.
But that's not the only thing on that list.
That's true. I'm more just like looking at this.
You know what people are super casual about? Crack cocaine on Twitter. People go like, yeah, you know how we went to the party and had lines of coke? It's like, what? That's just something we talk about?
Crack cocaine and cocaine are two different things. Like, crack cocaine is not something you're casual about.
Crack cocaine is like crack rocks, right?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. They're from the same drug, just, I guess, made in different ways. I've had people pull out, like, coke at parties and stuff, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, people have offered me lines, and, like, one time I went into this dude's room with a couple other people we were hanging with, because he had a pet snake, and I wanted to see the pet snake, and then we're all just chilling, and then he pulls out, like, a fucking, like, bag of coke, and just starts doing lines, and he, like, offers me one. It was like, what? I thought we were in here for the snake. I didn't know we came in here for drugs. I felt very misled in that moment.
Wow.
I was very upset. It's
your poor soul.
I was really violated. It's bad. Speaking of people, my roommate, who I will be living with this next semester, turns out he's like a huge Republican.
Oh, yeah.
So I was telling Pat about this earlier, but I'll reiterate some of this stuff. Living in a new apartment, found my roommates that were randomly assigned to me. They all have the whitest names ever. It's literally Ben, John, and then like Patrick or some shit. No, it's not Patrick. It's like fucking like Jeremy, whatever. And this one dude, Ben, Facebook stalked him just to like, I've never met him before in my life. Don't know anyone that knows him. And
you found out he's Chinese and you hated him.
Exactly. But no, he's actually like super white, but I think he's lived most of his life in China based on like his pictures and stuff. The weird thing is that his fucking went through his Facebook likes because I'm that thorough. All of them are very, very conservative Republican business finance bro stuff, which is not what I was expecting because his profile pictures are kind of like goofy, like, right? Like not even like fratty or like at a party or anything, just like him with like friends and like wearing like weird costumes and stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, this dude seems like, you know, he doesn't take himself too seriously. But then I go through his
costumes could be like Eyes Wide Shut parties.
Yeah. his likes include the NRA, the Massachusetts Republican Party, a couple different like gun manufacturers, gun stores, Breitbart, Ben Shapiro, Fox News, Tucker Carlson, a bunch of fucking people on Fox News, Steven Crowder, who's like that YouTuber who's has that meme about him that's like blank is blank, change my mind or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Donald Trump, Paul Joseph Watson. Jesus, this guy's really bad. WikiLeaks, Sean Hannity, I'm actually Milo Yiannopoulos. This is getting worse the deeper I go. Actually, I didn't see some of this.
Isn't Milo Yiannopoulos the guy who said, "I got molested as a kid, but it taught me how to suck dick better," or something like that?
Yeah, he was like, I got molested, but it was good, and other people should like get molested.
I remember it was something specifically about like oral sex. It like got me better at oral sex or something like that. It was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like I feel like when I heard that, I was like, you're definitely like deflecting some like psychological shit you have going on.
That's a big deflection.
Yeah, like fucking
really,
Jesus, like,
really fucked up.
Take care of yourself. Let's. He also likes Meninist. Good for him.
Meninist?
Yeah, it's like.
No, I know what it is. I was just like, how do I pronounce that again? It's like
It's fucking stupid. He's into Boss Girls, which is just a Facebook page of naked fit girls, which I guess like go for it.
Guess he's a big old cuck.
Yeah, he's a big old. He likes Skittles too, and he likes M&M. So I guess you take the good with the bad. So we'll see.
Isn't it the
happens.
whole thing of like Fox News people and everything like that? They just want like meek. Their idyllic picture of a woman is a meek person who does their dishes and never does anything out of line or anything like that. So surely someone who's physically fit and like takes after themselves and like develops muscles is the opposite of what they would want, right?
Actually, I think they've kind of moved on to fetishizing like fit women who also shoot like big guns.
Oh
and, like,
yeah,
do
the
shit
gun
like that.
girl on Twitter.
Yep.
People spend days hating her.
Exactly.
It's like a whole thing to do.
She's awful.
Which, of course,
fairness.
yes, do that, but still.
He also likes Based Meme Lord, which is Pepe wearing a MAGA hat as the photo. He likes American as Fuck, which is a clothing company apparently.
I wonder where it's based in.
He likes The Left Can't Meme, which is apparently a meme community.
So fucking the opposite of that is true.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there are like stupid idiots on both sides who don't know how to make a joke that's structured well comedically wise, but stuff that the right posts is so pathetic. It's always the fucking 2007 shit.
Patriotically correct.
Oh god, shut the fuck up.
Wow, I am gonna have a ball living with this dude. Okay.
I mean, maybe he's a quiet dude.
I hope so, but at the same time,
doesn't that surely that will scare you when you realize that there are people who are just super quiet about all that shit, and
right?
they'll vote with their very quiet noise.
In some ways, that's worse because then they're like these like sleeper cells of like shittiness, and then out of nowhere, like you'll just be hanging out with them, thinking they're normal, and all of a sudden they'll be like, "Yeah, but like immigrants are the fucking worst, right?" And I'll be like, "Jesus Christ." Okay. And one of the kids we live with is Hispanic, so and I don't know if they've been living together already.
What are you?
Yeah, but I'm Hispanic, but I pass as white. So
no, but I'm just saying you should also be offended. Everyone should be offended by this idiot.
I'm offended by this dude's like mere existence. Like, I can't wait to like meet him and see what he even fucking like sounds like, because it's either gonna be like high pitched, like more nasally than I suspected, like kind of like a Ben Shapiro type thing. Or he's gonna have like a very like broy voice, and it's gonna.
What does he look like? Describe his facial features so we can locate him.
He literally just looks like a white all-American kid. But then if you look through some of the other photos he's been tagged in, it's him at like Halloween parties and stuff, and he's dressed in like, I can't find the photos now for some goddamn reason, but. Like, it seems, and like his friend group, not to like make this like stereotypical or whatever, his friend group seems pretty like multicultural, from what I can tell.
You assume too much.
Exactly. So like, I'm just getting like conflicting information here from like his like photos that he has posted online.
There are minorities who are side with that shit.
I guess so. That's like not.
You ever see those the dudes who Trump puts up in the background of every one of his rallies? There's like the three black guys.
Yeah, he's like, look at my African American over there. Isn't he the greatest?
And I wonder if like there's what's the fucking thing that they say, the crisis actors or something like that, or the people who get paid to do
get paid to get shot at a fucking school shooting.
Well, those as well, but like that's again awful. But the people who apparently get paid to go to those against guns rallies, who are like paid actors as well. It's just like
yeah.
What?
It's fucking ridiculous. I wonder if he believes that shit.
I would not put it past him.
I really hope he doesn't. I kind of just want us to like just coexist and like not even interact politically. Like, I hope he doesn't because one of the first questions you'll ask someone is like, oh cool, like what are you studying? And I'm like, I'm studying journalism and political science. How about you? And like the natural like follow up to that is like, oh, politics, eh? Like, I hope you're so and so. And I really hope this guy doesn't go that way.
I don't know if anybody I've ever met has done that.
Really? I've had like,
I hope you're a so and so. Never.
I hope you're a thing I am aligned with.
Yeah, I know what you meant. I didn't think you literally meant someone walking up and saying a so and so.
No, they specifically said they hoped I was a so and so. I've had older people ask me that more specifically. Like younger people, like for the most part, don't give a shit unless they're looking to be really fucking obnoxious. Like this one kid who I worked with, like 2 years ago when I worked at other pools. Like he was like 14 or 15 or something. He was just like this like fucking like annoying ass teenager with like a shit-eating grin who thought he was like untouchable basically, but he looked like a fucking nerd candy or whatever. Okay. And he like would constantly just say like make America great again and all this shit. But like he was like half joking, half like he seemed like he was just trying to do it to provoke people. And he asked me like, do you like Trump? And I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm not having this discussion with you. Like, get the fuck away from me.
You're the last person
fucking
ever
cretin
to talk to about this.
Yeah, like, like I could, like, option one is like try to engage with you in this in a serious way, but I know you're not capable of that. And option two is tell you to fuck off. So I'm gonna tell you to fuck off. Like, I don't care.
Did you see that? Well, you sent it, but that Bungie and Activision are separating.
Yes. So the funny thing is, apparently,
the comments are immediately. I said it was right. Faith in humanity restored. It happened. It finally happened. Please God, make Bungie great again.
Apparently, the team at Bungie cheered when they got the news. So, like, they must be happy. But at the same time, how much of what went wrong?
Bungie, that room full of people, developers, aren't the people who are deciding whether or not microtransactions are put in or anything like that.
But that's what I'm confused about. Not necessarily confused, but wonder about is like how much of like the bad decisions that happened with Destiny happened because of Activision. You know what I mean?
Whether it's a little or a lot, we don't know. And people are immediately assuming, is what I'm saying. It's just like, oh, all the bad stuff is gone now. The Destiny 3 will be everything we ever hoped for.
Exactly. Like, I think people are putting a little bit too much faith into Bungie in general. Because, like, they've had, like, every opportunity to not fuck this up. And then they always do. I think taking microtransactions aside, like, there were, like, serious issues with Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 that were just like a part of the game's design that were wrong, not anything to do with Activision. Yeah, microtransactions and shit suck and are annoying. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was mostly Activision, but like the lack of content in Destiny was
just like, oh,
and Destiny 2
that was Activision's fault.
Like Activision wasn't like, yeah, you know what you do? Put less in the game. Make half a game. Release an expansion a year later to make that game actually complete. So I don't fucking know.
In their heads, they're like, Activision is this bearded, like, cigar smoking businessman with his bag of money with a $ sign written on it. It's just like, yeah, we're gonna put, and he's rubbing his hands. We're gonna put so many microtransactions, and then Bungie is this like hero who's like down on his luck. He's lost a step, and he's like, finally, I've got this, and he punches him out, and they're like, yeah, the game's gonna be free for everyone. Everyone's gonna get a Gjallarhorn.
The thing is that, listen, Activision as a company does fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like, the way they've handled Call of Duty especially, which is like something they have their tentacles in completely, is gross. Like, that game is $60. You still have to buy the maps for that game, and there's microtransactions for like attachments and cosmetics and like all this shit. It's disgusting, and I have no interest in playing Black Ops 4 because of that. And even shit on like the Blizzard side now. Activision and Blizzard are like a weird like like part of the same company or whatever. And now you've got shit like this Diablo mobile game that's coming out, and you've got more pushes towards like microtransactions in like Overwatch and like other games, and like a lot of like high profile people also left Blizzard. So I'm wondering if like Activision is still bad, but how bad were they in Bungie's case? Because they didn't own Bungie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how much of a say they had. I don't even. Where's Bungie even gonna get the money to make Destiny 3 now? Like, I thought Activision was paying for everything, because the Bungie says like, oh, we're gonna self-publish this, but like,
who's gonna be playing Destiny 3 when Anthem comes out?
Do you think Anthem looks good? Do you think Anthem could actually take on Destiny?
Originally, I was like, wow, that reminds me a lot of Destiny. I'm looking forward to it sucking and being awful and loot boxy, but now I'm just hopeful.
It
looks awesome. It looks so cool, but
yeah,
it looks like Iron Man.
It looks cool, but when you're not talking about Activision, you're usually talking about EA, and EA is not any better than Activision when it comes to like treating players like they're, you know, actual human beings and not just sacks of money waiting to be milked.
This sounds like you're a bitch.
Sounds like you're just poor.
Sounds like you need to get a cigar in that mouth and a bag of money in your pocket.
Like, Battlefield 5 has microtransactions.
Also, can we talk about something else, please?
Sure.
I feel like we've pretty much talked about what this is about.
Yes.
I've seen some shit from Young Justice. Did you watch the clip I sent you?
Oh yeah, you were like pretty upset about it. I didn't check it out.
It looks like shit.
This is kind of what I was worried about.
It looks so bad. The animation is so bad.
I'm gonna watch this right now.
Maybe it was just that YouTube click with the FPS or something like that. But then I went and then I looked on a website and I watched a full episode and what?
You sent it in the Twitter group chat?
Also, I said it on the text.
The regular one.
But something else is this. I think because DC is doing this thing where they're going on DC exclusive streaming site where they get all of their content.
Yeah.
So in the DC animated movies for the Justice League, now, wow, my nose is really fucking stuffed up. In the DC, I can't even smell anymore. But they basically meshed like all of their universes together, sort of like how before they would have. I don't know if you would watch those movies, but the Justice League animated movies, they just recently had like a Doomsday one where
they did a bunch of those,
and it was entirely a different looking thing and really stupid, frankly. They actually have molded them together. So the Wonder Woman from Young Justice is now wearing the outfit from the Wonder Woman from the Justice League series. It's so bad. Like, and they got, dude, I feel like they have maybe 6 voice actors in this entire fucking show. I saw, I think 3 black characters: Aqualad, Black Lightning, and this was the same case before, but Static Shock. All of them the same voice actor, and they're all like in the same room talking to each other. And I know a voice actor can be like amazing and like change the entire game of something by, you know, you can't even tell that they're in the same room. But you've got Nolan North. Everybody's just like doing the same roles over and over again, and like the guy who plays Batman is doing different roles. It's just like, hire other people. Do they not have any money or something? I'm just really curious. Like, there's like, you can see it overlapping all the time, and Black Lightning and Aqualad sound different. They do, but not different enough where they can be talking in the same room and me not noticing it. It's just like,
I think they're absolutely trying to like keep the budget down because they know that like it's harder to make money on these things. And
so
I just watched this. I just watched the clip you sent, and I get what you mean. I can easily see like where they're cutting costs in the animation because
they also took away Nightwing's suit.
They're doing that thing where they will have like a still image, like be the frame for like a second or two, as if like that person is being talked to off screen, right?
Yeah.
So like they don't have to animate that, and then they also. I noticed when the camera itself was moving and moved like really like juddery.
It's so weird.
As if they were like skipping frames.
Yeah.
Right? And like the eye motions were like pretty sudden and stuff, and like it wasn't as smooth as it could be. I'm wondering what it'll look like when an actual action scene takes place. Like, I'm wondering if they're pushing all their budget towards like when actual fighting and action happens.
I mean,
I hope it doesn't look like that when they're fighting.
I watched a full episode and it was like entertaining.
Wait, is it out? Is it out already?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! It's on the DC service.
I can't remember where I watched it. I just streamed it somewhere. But
somewhere fun.
It was definitely on the DC app. I would never go anywhere else. Don't commit crimes. But yeah, I watched it and it was entertaining, and I liked the idea of the new plot. And they didn't really get into any of the. You remember how in some of the episodes of the last 2 seasons they would like do little quick like what's expository dialogue back and forth about stuff that happened like before to remind people.
Yeah, like previously on.
And then there was that time Queen Bee attacked us and like tried to manipulate Megan into like revealing her identity, and everybody's. I'm just like, I watched like those episodes maybe 20 minutes ago. Like we've been there. Like this is like a binge thing. But then I remember it was on Cartoon Network. It was like a thing that they would watch on TV. It's so weird to think about that. But then in this, they skip all of that. They just start from the jump. They don't give you any, like, here's a recap of what we missed. It's like, shut the fuck up. Here's the rest of the story. It's just like, it's awesome like that. But so many weird decisions. Ugh.
I'd agree with that. Okay,
Can I spoil a thing?
Go for it. There's only 3 episodes out, so it's probably not that bad.
Spoilers for Young Justice Season 3. Batman quits the Justice League.
Why?
Because there's so many sanctions that are being placed on what they can do by Lex Luthor, who's the head of like the United Nations or whatever, that they're basically useless. They can't even go into places with humanitarian efforts, and it's like they're just useless now. So Batman is going to start Batman Incorporated, which is an actual DC Comics thing. It's like I like some of that, like lining it up that way, but so many of the weird aesthetic changes and a lot of other decisions is like, what the fuck are you doing to my perfect thing I love so much?
I'm reading through the Young Justice subreddit, seeing people's reactions, and a lot of people are like really happy with it. Words cannot express how great it is to not only have Young Justice back, but to have it no longer be held back by censorship. Plus, we're getting it on a 3-episode.
Oh yeah, it's very adult as well. It's very grown up.
Oh really? So like, do they like cuss and like show like boobs and blood and stuff?
I don't know if I've heard a cuss yet, but there's definitely blood.
That's crazy. Yeah, it wasn't particularly violent.
A dude gets shot in the back and like explodes like you can see it come out of the front of his chest.
Really?
Yep.
Jesus.
And also a guy stabs a bunch of people in a room and then runs out, and you can see blood like splattered on a picture and like in the guts of the woman who's on the bed. Yeah. It's pretty great.
I'll have to subscribe to DC Universe to watch the Young Justice Season 3.
Young Justice is a whole. Are you talking about the one with 14,000 subscribers?
Yeah, it's r/Young Justice.
New. Let's see what new people have to say.
I'd never go through new. It's like all the garbage is on new. This is. Oh yeah, didn't Flash die at the end of Young Justice Season 2?
Wally did, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Looks like no one is actually complaining too much.
This is stupid.
No one agrees with me.
Maybe I just had too much of a high expectation, but I feel like I didn't, though.
I didn't even know this came out. Like, I'm actually... Like, I was waiting for this to come out.
This is years after. Everybody who was an adult is, like, even more of an adult. Aquaman is one of the leaders of the Justice League.
Oh, shit. Okay. I mean, I guess the time skip makes sense. I know a lot of international Young Justice fans have been frustrated with how Season 3 has been handled, but fear not, WB and DC Heroes Unit is working on it.
I think it's like...
Oh, because the streaming service...
Yeah, because it's not in Australia. I know Mr. Sunday was talking about that.
Oh. That's annoying. Why is that even an issue? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
They have this... I know it's like rights and stuff.
Time Warner, probably.
I know it's like rights and whatever, but like they own everything, like top to bottom. They own the streaming service. Like, I don't understand. Whatever.
Australia's a communist nation.
They are. Fuck those bastards. Okay, we got a lot of emails, so I'm gonna jump to those real quick. And also, I want to go make taquitos. I'm getting hungry. This one's from Thomas. Hello. I had a story I wanted to tell you about how my grandfather almost found out I was bi. Don't worry, it's funny, at least to me. So me and this guy were having fun upstairs in my room in my grandfather's house. And my grandfather,
Dick and Jane novel.
my grandfather walked into the house yelling my name to help him get something out of the car. So I stopped, covered the guy's mouth, and yelled down to give me a second. My grandfather asks where I am and starts to walk upstairs. I jump up, get dressed faster than I ever have before, and shove the guy into my closet. That's the part I find the funniest. Then I stop my grandfather before he's completely up the stairs. Long story short, my grandfather never noticed, and the guy stayed in my closet for 10 more minutes because I had to carry a bunch of Publishers Clearinghouse stuff inside.
What the fuck?
Sorry if that's TMI. I just thought it... Yeah, the Publisher Clearinghouse stuff is really TMI.
I didn't
Fuck
need to
you.
know that. All right.
Just thought I'd share my misadventures since Patrick shared so many. Also, not really an insult, but since he wanted one, how does Patrick sound like Zeus but looks like he's made of porcelain and could break if you bumped into him? I mean this in the kindest way.
I'll have to kill you for that now. That was pathetic. Give me your best shot, you dumb bitch.
What is Publishers Clearinghouse? It's a direct marketing company that markets merchandise and magazine subscriptions and sweepstakes.
Also,
it
I didn't say
commercials.
that I could insult you. Like, I wasn't trying to be really mean.
Oh, it's that guy. Yeah, win $5,000 a week forever. I don't understand. I think this thing is a scam.
What?
I don't understand how this works. The Publisher Clearinghouse stuff. Have you ever seen those commercials where that guy is like, you can win $5,000 a week forever, and he's like,
I
have
have
a
seen
bunch of
that.
cash. Yeah, I don't understand how that works. Seems like a huge scam to me, though.
Everything is a scam.
Exactly. It's like one of those multi-level marketing things where they like ask you to go around and sell knives to everyone you've ever met in your life.
Yeah, I've heard that in a comedy sketch or something.
Yeah, or like sometimes it'll be makeup or magazine subscriptions or some useless shit that no one actually wants. So this one's from Sydney. So I just watched Aquaman and I can't help but think this movie was sort of a joke. The way Oren yells Aquaman's quirky and witty comebacks, Mira's red hair, and the fucking orange and green suit all made me snicker. Also, the scene where Mira and Arthur are in the lightning vortex reminds me of the tornado scene in Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh my god! I thought you liked it, you nerd.
I liked Aquaman. This is this other person's take on it, but
I know,
but still think it's funny.
Them saying it's bad makes me think you're an idiot for liking it.
I like it. Anyway, I just wanted to get y'all's opinion on something. I wanted to get a tattoo of the first album cover of The Strokes because they're my favorite band. Not the one with the gloved hand on a girl's ass, but the yellow and blue Big Bang particle collision in the BEBC one. How do you guys feel about music/band/artist related tattoos? And if you had to get one, what would it be? I'm also planning on getting a David Bowie tattoo of his lightning bolt somewhere in my arm or something. I don't know. That would be sick. P.S. Here's a picture of my dog Buddy. I thought you guys would like to rate with lots of love. Sid. This is a fluffy fucking dog. Jesus. I love this dog. I am not, I think I mentioned this before, but like I'm not a huge music person. Like I like music a lot and I have Spotify and stuff like that, but I wouldn't say I have like a huge like attachment to any one band. Maybe when I was a kid, because my favorite band back then was like Fall Out Boy, like before they turned like really shitty. But like around Infinity on High and like that album and stuff. But nowadays, like I kind of just listen to things on like a per song basis. And if there's like an artist I like, I'll usually like if I find a song I like, I'll usually check out the artist's other stuff. The Spotify like top 5 feature is really useful for that. But a lot of the time it'll just be like a one-off and I actually won't like anything else they've done. So I don't know. My tastes are super weird and I don't have them figured out, so I probably wouldn't get anything. I don't know about you, Pat. You probably get like a fucking Bruce Springsteen tattoo.
No. I'd probably get something eventually. I think band tattoos are cool, just like with anything else though, as long as it's not stupid looking. But then again, art is the stuff that you put on yourself shouldn't matter if it looks good to anybody else but you. But then again, maybe you should look good for everybody.
I think the Bowie lightning bolt is cool. I think that's a good touch.
Yeah.
I could see a minimalist, if you wanted to do more than the lightning bolt, like a minimalist like silhouette of his face with the lightning bolt on it, but like no facial features like drawn in. I think that would be cool, but that's
or just
me.
an eye, because the lightning bolt goes over his eye.
Oh yeah, that too. Oh yeah. That's cooler actually. Thank you for your email, and your dog buddy is super fucking cute. That's a 10 out of 10 pup right there. Wood snuggle. Next one.
Did you say strangle?
Wood strangle, yeah. Next one is from Cheyenne. Sup, it's your girl Cheyenne. I put the pronunciation there after my name. Let's hope that helps. It does. Thank you. Anyways, this is just an email because like the talk of Patrick saying he would get that Muhammad Ali quote as a tattoo. I got bored and made a pretty shitty drawing sketch of what I think would be a pretty cool idea for said tattoo. While the whole quote may be too long for some artists, I know mine hates doing long script tattoos because lettering is the worst for most tattoo artists. I tried to draw an old school syringe and the works around it. I just like the drawing when I get out of work or have days off. I hope you enjoy. Since I have no actual question here, I also have some photos of the feral cats I feed in my trailer park. The black and white one is called Panda, and the all black one is Hades. Panda is super cuddly and sweet, whereas Hades is more afraid and skittish. If you want it, permission granted, post my fur babies if you want. Your friendly neighborhood swamp woman from the Black Lagoon, Cheyenne. This is a cute fucking cat. Although the picture
That's good drawing.
The picture you took of the Hades cat, it's like blurry and makes him look like a fucking demon. But he's cute. Panda's really fucking cute, actually. That's such a pretty cat.
It looks like his cat ears on his belly.
Yeah, I would honestly just like take that cat inside and like keep him for myself, honestly. Like, that's a cute one. I know my grandma does the same thing. She like, there's a bunch of outdoor cats that live like around her for some reason. I don't know where they came from, but she always like takes care of them and even like lets them inside the house. Like, there's an open door policy for these cats. So they're pretty cute. Hopefully they don't carry any diseases. Next one. This one's from Teddy. Okay, so I'm not caught up on episodes, but I'm on the episode where Patrick is talking about all of his psycho injuries he has done and had done to him. So first of all,
what's the difference between those two?
I don't go to the doctor that often either. I go maybe once every couple of years. Anyway, I give myself all my piercings because I'm dumb, and I pierced my own navel, and it became infected and fell out. So there was 2 flaps of skin on my stomach where the ring fell out, and I didn't want it to scar like that. So I took a pair of scissors and cut off the extra skin.
That's how you gotta do it.
I know that sounds weird, but it healed pretty well. Also, in the topic of thrift stores, I love them, but the customers are fucking animals. One time, I had a Proud Christian Mom t-shirt as a joke because I'm a quirky atheist. And when I turned away from my cart for a moment, someone stole the damn thing. I was very sad. Hey, if you guys do another YouTube video, could it be you guys thrift shopping? ? Thanks for reading this.
I asked you to go.
I'll go with you.
But I don't want to film and like bother people's lives.
That's true. That's the thing. We could go though, and I'll film covertly. I do always feel like insecure about like filming anything in public though. Even like in my own house when like I'm filming something when we're together, it feels weird, like a little bit.
You gotta get used to it.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how people like carry around a fucking like rig with them outside when they're vlogging. Paul. It's fucking bizarre. Like you just draw so much attention to yourself, and I don't like to do that at all. And it just seems obnoxious. Like I can't imagine it not being obnoxious to people around you.
Agree.
This next one's from Aaron. Hey dudes.
I want to read this.
Fine, fuck you.
Hey dudes, it's Aaron. So I think I got into an argument with one of my professors on the notes on the first day of class about whether or not the world is too PC. He thinks that it is and that people are too sensitive, and I don't agree. And I mean, I tried to not get into it because I don't like confrontation, but we kind of did. And he ended up saying something like, why do I have to monitor what I say so I don't offend other people? And I said something along the lines of being kind and thinking of other people. And then he ended up arguing with this guy about Trump and news stations. But the professor was like, I like Trump, which yikes, TM, and said that Fox is the only unbiased news source, and went on to be like, all other social media outlets are biased. Whatever, everything has its biases. It's very hard to be unbiased because there are real people, probably, I don't know how these things work, writing these stories, and everyone, where the fuck does this parentheses end?
It's a long parenthesis.
Sorry. Okay. I got kind of lost. Same. And we were supposed to be talking about communication, so this is gonna be an interesting semester. Anyway, how do I deal with this guy? you kill him. Because, like, my first instinct's reaction, whatever. Why do you do something? There's like 35 parentheses. It's so hard to read. It's too mean as possible. Not because of, like, drama. You sense trauma. I don't be weird or anything like that. It's just because I'm not that good of a person, which I am aware makes my kindness come in a little lower. There's more! I don't know the right word for it. Like, I can't just be like, your wife probably cheating on you. Or like, why are you like this way? Because your parents don't love you. She did, cause A, you can't just say things like that to people. 2, they'll accomplish nothing because me getting this shit done will be in trouble. And D, they should went back to letters. I don't know if these, if these things are true, cause I've only known like a guy like an hour and a half. They're probably not true. Anyway, I drew you guys this power cup because I was bored. Oh my god, I know nothing about the girls. I can't see. Also, there's one final one. Also, here's both the colored and non-colored version because I thought I might fuck up the colored version. Sorry for how long this is, and again for the general lack of structure and all the parentheses. Oh my god, I'm in pain. Oh my god.
Ooh. Jesus.
Of course, a buttercup. Yama's blossom and Alex is bubbles. Honestly, I could have either been
that makes
blossom
sense.
or...
My favorite color is blue.
I could have either been bubbles or buttercup.
I like it. Thank you so much.
Jesus fucking Christ.
The parentheses, the amount of parentheses really got to you.
You have no idea how to write. Please remove the parentheses button from your computer. I'm just saying you don't know how to write. I'm just saying.
Did you explicitly say you don't know how to write just like a second ago?
I was just fucking why?
Ooh.
I want to show everyone in the world this. I want to go through and count. This is like ridiculous. It's like every 7th word. It's. I've never been in such pain over something like this.
This is an incredible email. It's truly a work of art.
Jesus fucking Christ.
There's parentheses, and then there's like sometimes double parentheses, and then sometimes square parentheses. There's sometimes round parentheses. I just don't know. I'm so confused. It's not that funny, but it is funny.
It's very funny.
All right, thank you for the drawing, though. It's actually pretty sick. We'll post this drawing by the time this goes up,
right now.
So you can check that shit out on the Prude's Instagram. Whew! I fucking laughed so hard I fucking give myself like a migraine. I can feel my blood.
I know, like the sides of my
pounding.
head hurt. Like
yeah.
That's how bad it is.
Jesus.
I've never. This feels like you ever listen to the My Brother and Me? How they'll get like some ridiculous email. They'll read like 5 words into it and immediately start laughing. I've never had that before, but this is finally. It's just so bad. She's probably gonna be so upset.
I hope it's not upsetting. We appreciate your email.
And I'm posting your art.
I don't know why the parentheses are so funny, but they are. Thank you for your email, Aaron. This next email is from Emily. Sup, dudes? Not sure exactly which podcast Alex mentioned this because I listened to the 4 most recent ones in the span of 2 days. But Alex mentioned he got a water cup and filled it with root beer. And it reminded me of the time I went to Taco Bell. And like the cheap kid I am, I ordered a water cup and filled it with Sprite. I'd received my chicken quesadilla and was sitting with my friends when an employee came up to me with a cup of water. He said, quote, "I thought you asked for a water cup." And before I could do anything, he took my Sprite and handed me the water. I'd never been more embarrassed in my life and never stepped foot in that Taco Bell again. Do you guys have any embarrassing stories at restaurants? Love you guys on the pod. Here's a picture of my dog. Thank you.
That's a cute fucking dog.
That employee is not paid enough to care, and he was definitely doing way too much.
Fucking Rotsy kid or something.
Like he fucking like wanted to drop kick you for fucking putting soda
I gave you
in your water cup. Thought you asked for a water cup.
You know how you buy like those 12 packs of water? Those are more expensive than like a 12 pack of Coke. So
Yep.
what do you add? You're what?
A 12 pack of Coke is like $5, right?
Yeah.
Because a 12 pack of Dr. Pepper is also $5. I'm trying to think.
What I buy is like $6.
Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, sodas are a fucking ripoff. Sodas are like what, $2, $2.79?
A water bottle is again $1.25 or something like that. But like at the store,
Yeah,
they're
at the
more
store.
expensive
You
for
get
some reason.
no at the store. You can get 12 cans for $5.
You know who
That's pretty
Nestle wants to like own all the water?
Yes.
What a bunch of fucking freaks. Anyway, this is a cute dog.
It's a very cute dog. He's smiling so much. Also, your computer setup in the back there, real interesting. You got your router on top of what looks like an old like Dell office computer, and then your HP printers on the floor. Interesting. This looks like my old house's like computer setup. And also you got some loose cables there. You should probably pick those up, and a few loose bits of paper it seems in the floor. You might want to vacuum that up. And your cable management really is just kind of poor. You should invest in some zip ties. It really just clean that up for you.
What do you think of
judging this battle station?
What do you think of the title for the post I just made on the Prude thing?
Let me see. What did you say? Hang on. Aaron sent us this beautiful shit in her email and maybe 900 parentheses.
So it's pretty accurate. Anyway, this is from Tessa Newton. I don't know. Tessa Newton is the son of Isaac Newton and Tessa Thompson.
Facts.
So have you ever gotten your phone stolen? I figured that this would make an interesting topic of discussion. Well, today I did. At lunch today, I went to the bathroom and like the big, stupid, dumb idiot. No, she didn't say that. That's just my reflex. Like the big, dumb, stupid head that I am. I left my phone there. I go to fourth block. God, that's wow. Fourth block. I haven't heard that since I was in middle school. I go to the fourth block, realize it's gone, go to the bathroom, and it's not there. I go to the guidance office, and they say the janitor has been told that a phone case was found in the toilet. I go to the bathroom and saw my phone case wet in the trash can. We try to use my Find iPhone, and it doesn't work because whoever took it turned off my phone. I go back to class and tell my friends that my phone was stolen. Later at the end of class, we see that these two people named Uggs and AirPods. Also, please welcome to come up with better names. Parentheses and dog. Parentheses and dog. Also, please welcome to come up with better names. I'm interested in what possible fucky names you come up with. Oh, then it's gonna be parentheses and vor. Close your eyes and think of those kids who have rich as hell parents and don't give a damn about what their star child does. Yeah, it's parentheses and vor. AirPods does football.
You read AirPods.
Vor does football, and they're only maybe good at it because they probably inject straight steroids into their dicks and can't walk properly because their balloon ass muscle arms are too big. And parentheses is messy and a hoe. Annoying. Both are the two most dumbest people ever. My two beautiful friends tell me that they saw parentheses showing Vor a snap of a phone case in the toilet. Vor goes, yo, I think that's her phone. So they both know what happened to it, and I'm gonna fucking figure out who. Oh, I hope you do.
So I'm confused. Did these kids steal your phone, or did they know like what happened to your phone?
I think they stole it.
It'd be weird for parentheses and Vor to steal your phone like that.
AirPods does football, and they're only maybe good at it because they probably inject straight steroids into their dick and can't walk properly because their big balloon ass muscle arms are too big. Is this written by? I assume it's a teenager, or otherwise they're doing an incredible impression of a teenager, annoying both of the two dumbest people ever, most dumbest people ever.
I like how you say only maybe quote unquote good at it. Like, there's another way to interpret the word good at it.
One apostrophe.
You use quotes a lot.
I mean, this is nothing like parenthesis queen, but
parentheses gate. I hope you beat the shit out of parentheses and AirPod. No, and Vor. Honestly, who cares?
AirPod 4 parentheses and
Fuck it.
there's 4 of them now.
A real rogues gallery you got in your high school there.
AirPods and Uggs.
Oh my god.
Wait, so it's is it a boy to girl?
Yes.
So okay.
They were scheming.
What are the 2 gangsters that got shot to death?
One of the 2 gangsters who got shot?
Who are the gangsters that got shot to death? Harry and Sally or whatever?
Oh, I thought you meant like modern day. Like,
no.
These are people you knew. Like, what?
Yeah, I'm talking about Triple X.
No. You mean Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
That
regular Bonnie and Clyde. See, this is one of the things where if I had known what I was talking about, it would have been funnier. But anyway.
Yeah. Thank you for your email, Tessa. Hope you get your phone back soon. All right, we're gonna wrap up, but first we gotta talk about patreon.com/PrudeDudes. If you want to be an amazing person, make your way over to patreon.com/PrudeDudes. Throw us some spare change our way, so we can buy the copyright to the parentheses and delete it from existence forever,
or at least off of her computer.
We'll hire a hitman to shoot the parentheses key off of every device she owns. Thank you so much to those who are already contributing to this mission, like Cassidy, David, Aaron, Everso Joe, Jake, Katie, Marianne, Monty, Pip-Pap, Skylar, Rebecca, Tara, Vanessa, and Jessica. You're all incredible people. Again, if you want to become Patreon patron, for as little as $1, I will personally blow you a kiss from my room. Might take a while to get to you, but it'll get there. Also, if you want to rate the show on iTunes, follow us on Spotify. Helps the show grow. That'd be swell. If you want to send us email, fan art, or anything like we just read, you can send that shit to prudedudes@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on Prudedudes on Instagram, that's at Prudedudes. I'm also at AlexPin97. Patrick is at PatrickShelter5, and Yaman is at its_Yaman. Yaman vanished off the face of the earth this week. I don't know. He said he was good, and then he wasn't good. But he said he'll be back next week, so you should go follow him and bug the shit out of him to make sure that he follows up on his promises. Thank you again for listening, guys, and we will see you again next week.
Parentheses.